Joining me now, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, who serves on the House Budget Committee, and Horace Cooper, Project 21 co-chair. Great to see you both in studio. Congressman, you voted against this $40 billion spendorama. The American people, I think, are really scratching their heads on this. What's going on up there?
That's a good question, because even I don't know. Listen, we did $33 billion 2 weeks ago for Ukraine funding with military equipment. That was 2 weeks ago. We come back to town this week, and there's a $40 million bill that we had literally 2 to 3 hours to read.
$40 billion.
That just came out of nowhere.
I wish it was $40 million. $40 billion.
You're right, $40 billion. My apologies. That's how upset I am. So you're looking at this bill. You're still trying to figure out what's in it. At that point, I'm voting no.
Who read it, Congressman?
Hardly anybody read it. Maybe the staff did, but the members didn't have an opportunity. Your guess is as good as mine. It came out of Nancy Pelosi's office in the White House.
So lobbyists, I imagine defense contractors, maybe food distribution companies, I don't know. But the American people, Horace, are seeing our country grow weaker and our families grow poorer day after day. Yet apparently money does grow on trees. My mother used to say it doesn't grow. Apparently it does grow on trees. And we're just, going to send it, willy-nilly with literally zero accountability as to where it goes in Ukraine, if it goes there at all.
Well, my old boss, Dick Armor, used to say, you can't be this wrong by accident. This bad behavior, this destructive behavior, it's not a coincidence. People who are not looking out for the American people are making the decisions, and it is time for a day of reckoning. November needs to come, and every American, that discussion from those people who are at the gas station, they're regular Americans, and those people are going to show up and hold people accountable.
Congressman, when we have baby formula, which is something just so essential, we're America. This is the United States of America, and we're scrounging around for baby food. I lived in the Soviet Union when I was a student. I said I'll never wait in line for food again after waiting in line just as a student, for little stuff. Right. This is the United States. This is what we're doing now.
This is the failure of Joe Biden. He's failed Black America. He's failed white America. He's failed Hispanic America. Why? Because he just stumbles from crisis to crisis. There is no plan. There is no strategy. He does not know what to do. This White House is a mess. The agencies are a mess. And the Democrats rather play politics than actually get down to the business of the American people. Unfortunately, folks, this is the reality of Washington, D.C. right now.
Now, rather than fixing this issue that is really striking at the heart of so many people about baby food formula, the Biden administration is just doing the usual gaslighting.
Today, President Biden spoke with retailers and manufacturers to call on them to do more to help families purchase infant formula. What we are seeing, which is an enormous problem, is hoarding. People hoarding because they're fearful, and we have been also calling on retailers to impose purchasing limits to prevent the possibility of hoarding, because we know that is an issue.
Why didn't we have hoarding during the Trump administration?
Absolutely. This is remarkable. Every single one of the terrible results that we see today, they can't be pandemic related. This is policy. President Biden has made it worse. Everything he touches, he has a reverse Midas touch. He destroys things. It's not gold. It's a word that I can't say on TV.
But they keep thinking this is a comms problem. This is just to communicate. If they have
because we're stupid.
Yeah, if they have a better backdrop, if they have a better Zoom call, if they have another celebrity come in and try to sell it. But they don't want to admit, I guess they can't, Congressman, that this is a policy problem. And Nancy Pelosi has basically, by the way, hinted that they're going to spend more money on Ukraine, or COVID, excuse me. She said more could be on the way. I mean, it's no end in sight for the borrowing and printing.
As far as they're concerned, there's no problem that can't be solved without massive borrowing. This is the Bernie Sanders plan on steroids, and America is finally seeing it. It is a failure for our country. We have to reverse course.
And I want to get to this new Pew poll out today, guys. 88% of Americans believe that violent crime is either a very big or a moderately big problem. 88%. And they say, oh, this is just a state problem. This is a Fox News concern. We've heard that. This is bleeding into suburban America, but devastating urban America, the people who deserve it least, the ones who are struggling the most.
You know, I am sick and tired of this administration standing up and trying to say how they're looking out for black Americans, how they're looking out for the little guy, how they're looking out for the dispossessed. The truth of the matter is they have their core constituencies. If you're a defense contractor, if you're a climate crazy, they've got you covered. But if you're everybody else, too bad for you. There is a killing field happening in too many of the cities in America, and Joe Biden just goes out, gets the milk, gets the cookies, and takes a nap. No concern whatsoever.
I mean, there's so much happening with Chesa Boudin in San Francisco, Congressman Donalds. You have Lori Lightfoot, who believes she should be reelected for her stellar record. Yeah, she's being challenged by some other Democrats, but she when she's asked about this, she's like, I'm not going to dignify your question about why I should be reelected. I mean, looking down at a reporter who asked the question, this is how arrogant and out of touch these people are. But they've been this way for a long time. This is really nothing new. But I think now Americans with less money in their pocket, they're really focusing on it. Final word.
Look, I think the failures that have happened all across America, Democrats are going to see this in November in spades. It's coming for Lori Lightfoot. It's coming for everybody else. Don't believe me? Go ask those school board members out in San Francisco what happened to them.
And they're all moving to Florida, to your state, Congressman. All right, guys, great to see you both, Congressman and Horace. And remember,